Today's special guest, we've got a very, very special young lady gonna come through the show. I think she's through right now.
Hello.
There you go.
There seems to be a little bit of delay at your side. What's going on?
No, that's all right. Don't worry about it.
There seems to be a little bit of delay at your side. What's going on?
I'd like to run. We'll walk quickly.
Someone as well. Come run after me. Yeah, well, go on. Alright. And look.
Yeah, I'm here.
Right, is it still going? What's the how's things? Your phone all right?
Everything's fine on my side. I just can hear your voices at the background.
Oh, can you hear me now then? How's that? That's better, isn't it?
Yeah, I can hear you better, right? That's fine.
I'm not going in and out, up and down, or around and around, or none of that.
No,
Can you not
that's
hear me?
okay.
Yeah, I got the doggone queen just leaving the building. Yeah. Right, so go on, people. Here we are again upon the plantation. Actually, we're not on the plantation. We're on Mother Earth now. No more plantation. Bun that. Yeah, upon Mother Earth. So, lady friend, who are you? Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm an African first and foremost.
You lie.
Yes, I'm an
Guys,
African.
And
And I'm also a being.
You're a being. So what do you do?
Not a human.
Are you
I'm a
human?
being.
Okay, so I don't have to tick the box where it says say robot. You have to tick this box and thing. I don't have to do it. No, I don't have to do none of that with you. So that means you're blessed then. So tell us about yourself, what you do. We don't say you're an African queen. So what do you do?
Yeah.
What do you do? Tell us about yourself.
listen,
Well, my name's
this
Caroline
is an amazing
Namugabi.
young lady.
I wear
Yeah?
many hats.
Let me give a
My
little
profession-
brief.
my
Let me give a
profession
little
is
brief
I'm a
introduction. Is that
pathologist.
okay? If it's all
She's
right
not
with you
listening
guys,
to you,
yeah?
Limbs. Limbs. She's not listening to Limbs. She's not listening to you.
Oh, so you guys can't hear me properly?
No, we can hear you, but she's just totally blanking you. Just letting you know that in advance.
Oh, I thought this is the Lim show.
Yeah, I know, but she's kind of like jumped on me now, so you might as well just relax and let me and her do the show kind of thing.
Oh, so this is not the Lim show no more. Yeah. No, but definitely no. Listen, man,
Nah,
this
she's
is
cool.
my special
She's- yeah,
guest,
she's
man. I had to give something, obviously, a little quick one before she even says anything. Like, you see this young lady, yeah?
Yeah.
I've known her for many, many years, yeah, and she's like her older sister to me. And at the same time, the amount of stuff that she's done is amazing. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. Like, what people are about to hear, like, listen very briefly and closely. You know, turn your headphones up, turn your speakers up and everything, because, you know, like, this one here, she's a special one. 100%, very, very special. And at the same time, you know, like, all I wanted to, Carol, before you, Caroline, before you go ahead and say everything, you know what I mean? I wanted to make sure you come in correct. And, you know, you get that entrance that you need, deserved. Like you said, you're Nubian queen, do you know what I mean? Like princess, prince, whatnot, everything that you want to be called. But at the same time, very, very, like, uplifting young lady. And guys, like, I'll be honest with you guys, like, you know, you have to take everything she says in, because very important woman in life. And yeah, do you know what, let me just now that I said that, I just wanted to get that out of the way, innit? So now that I said that, you can just go straight through with it and just give them a brief understanding, like a brief, you know, introduction of yourself, man.
Alright, you feel better now, bro?
Oh, I feel much better. Caroline,
okay.
Do you feel better?
Thank you so much, little brother, for that intro.
Yeah, that
That's
was
my
that.
Come on,
there.
you need
I know
it. Carry
that
on
thing
anyway
coming
now.
up, holding it strong for the youth. I appreciate the introduction. So when you guys are ready with the interview or the talk show, let me know, please. We can move on.
Well, we're ready. We'll just give this guy wants to give you a wonderful red carpet intro, so we'll let him do that. So nice down to you now.
Come on.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Well, in this current time, I'm a being. I don't like labels.
Yeah.
But obviously, automatically, when you show your gift to the world, you will be labeled. But my profession, I'm a psychologist by profession.
You're a what?
I'm also
What
a
do you do?
founder
Oh,
of.
sorry. What do you do by profession?
I'm a psychologist by
Oh,
profession,
okay. Okay. Oh, yeah.
right? And I'm a founder and a director of a few businesses. My first business is Think Tank 720. My second one is Roots to Young Minds. And then my third one is Women in Business to Success. And that's about the business side of myself. I'm also completing my second master's in international business currently. Well, I finished, but looking back for the results. I'm also a motivational speaker. I'm also a representative for my kingdom, Uganda Kingdom, from here in the United Kingdom and Northern Ireland. And I'm also a Mayor's recipient 2020 award. But I won't go to the rest of the things because I think it's relevant, but not. I don't really like labels.
No, we're gonna talk about it all, Caroline. Don't get it twisted. You're not hiding nothing from us now. The world needs to know. The world needs to know. Do you understand? They
I'm
need to know.
actually
So
also
carry
an
on.
author of a book called Challenges of Identity, a Psychological Perspective. You can get my book on Amazon. I'm writing my second book in digital identity, which is really prevalent right now. Will be published. My second book will be published in the next 3 months, God willing. And we have a conference coming up called Message to the Black Man and Black Woman, led by Minister Leo Mohammed. It's a Zoom conference online. By the end of this interview or talk show, I'll be giving out the details. So that's about me, sort of in a nutshell.
Wow.
In a nutshell, you ain't even said nothing yet. They're not even ready. Are they ready, Caroline?
Yeah, we're ready, man. Bring it on.
Are they ready? No, definitely. Do you know what? What made you like? So you said you touched on this. You said that you So you're obviously. What made you decide to like? I feel like it's hard for a young black lady, yeah, for just a woman to be in the industry and like to be a businesswoman. What led you to even get to that stage kind of thing of, like you choosing to take it on as independent as well, like.
Everybody's got a story, a journey. My story, I was when I was young, I was in a gang in the 90s. My mom had to take me back to Africa to get out of that lifestyle. So I went back home, and when I got back from Africa, I saw that I've got all the blessings around me. So I need to, tap into the blessings. I also had mentors around me. One particular teacher in college called Mr. Morris. He took the time to mentor me and said to me, you know what, Caroline, you don't have to be like this because you're quite a smart, intelligent young lady. And you can do what you need to do. Stop seeking for love outside of yourself. So he took the time after and, lectured me after class, walked me through certain things, but when I went to Africa, my speed of education went higher. So that's why I was able to be achieved intellectually, educational-wise. And intellectually, I wasn't that badly off. But, my journey's been quite a long one, I'll let you ask me the questions you need to ask, and then I'll unpack from there.
No, it's cool, man. Do you feel like like being in a gang, because it's important, because you're a lady, innit? You're a woman, and you was in a gang, innit? And it's like, how does it even feel? Like, did that impact you for you to kind of like? Did that make you stronger in a way, like in terms of your past experience?
Yeah, absolutely. When you're in a gang, you literally, I was groomed, right? As you may have heard that there's young girls and young boys out there. Back in the days, it was mostly boys that were groomed, but then the time that I got initiated in terms of that kind of lifestyle, it was like the young girls groups were getting together in the 90s and, getting groomed. I didn't understand that it was grooming. All I wanted was, get me my little trainers, dress nice, and things like that. So, and when you know that material things are what you show as love, that means in a home, in a family home, there's love missing. What happened was my mom was busy working because African mothers and fathers come here, leave their country to come and fend for their children. Oftentimes they're not in the household because they're busy working. And so the young children will go and seek love elsewhere, or the materialistic stuff that may assume to be what love is elsewhere. So that was that. We started from there. But then being in a gang and so forth, it's like sense of belonging. I felt belonging, you know. People that I thought were my friends, and they will be down for me. We'll be down together as a pack. We felt a sense of belonging and all these sorts of things and that. But when it came to reality of being in a courtroom when someone got killed, everybody denied each other. You know, I saw my friends deny each other. You know, I got interrogated for murder 24 hours, and one of our friends got killed. So it was a sad story, but in the end, it became a successful story for me. Most of these stuff that I've spoken about are in my book, Challenges of Identity, a Psychological Perspective. Hence why I wrote the book, Challenge of Identity, a Psychological Perspective, because I was challenged with my identity as an African girl, right? I came here when I was 5 years old. I'm now in my late 30s, telling my age. So, like, when I started...
Don't tell your age, but carry on.
When I started school, and you know, and also in school, secondary school, in the 90s were called you African monkeys, go back to your country. So no, we used to have lots of fights with the white kids then, and we like whatever, egg fights, no fight, and you know, we African kids stay together as a pack. I would say black kids, you know. So I was in challenge with my identity at that time. And also, most of my friends were really Caribbean. And then I used to go to an African church. But, you know, those times I didn't even want to call myself African because being African wasn't seen as elite. You know?
They used to say African boo-boo, innit?
Yes. So I said, no. So those times I was challenging my identity. And then I had to seek out and find myself. I didn't finish my GCSE simply because of that, having a troublesome childhood. But then I went to college, did an access course, which entered me into university. And I had a support system within the college, which was at Mr. Morris. So that's about that.
You've done well. You've done very well. And ting.
Thank you.
Right, so my question now. I was so interested in what you're saying. Yeah, I didn't even bother think about a question, you know. I just kind of like saying like, yeah, she's been on a journey and ting.
That stopped me, you know, because I can go in.
No, you've been on a journey and ting. So, looking back at where you came from, yeah, you can see the situation that enough of the youngers are in and the gift that they have, but because of their association in a gang, they're holding back so much talent. Right? What message? What can you say to them who are in a gang, knowing that you was there too, knowing now you know their potential of what they can do?
So what the advice would be, because obviously every individual case has its own merit.
Yeah.
As you would know, there's different gangs. If someone has been groomed into a gang, the family needs to really work hard to take that child out of that stage, that process. Hence why my mom took me back to Africa. So if it's just a gang that is run by a big gang, then that's also another issue. But my general advice would be that if they can find a mentor, right? Ex-gang leaders are usually good at mentoring. So if you know that your child or your young adult is in the gang or has been influenced by outside forces, it is better to find someone who's had that experience to go and talk to them directly, someone with a successful story, and then let that person walk them through life, out of that life, if you know what I mean. There'll be more attachment and more respect and more meeting of the mind than someone who hasn't been within that situation or that environment. Sort of
You
like
do a
an
lot of youth
expert
work,
in the
innit?
game.
You do quite a lot of youth work, don't you?
Yeah, I do quite a lot. I mentor quite a lot of young kids, young adults, basically. And they all come with different challenges. But above all else, everything in life, nothing is constant. Everybody's subjected to change and positive development at any time.
That's right.
Anytime. So
know
what you sorry, go on, Limbs.
Do you know what I want to say? Yeah, as well, for those that are listening that just locked in and that, you're listening to obviously Limbs Ali show, Bless Radio with Bless. Come on, bless himself. And special guest today is Caroline Namugabi, award winning. I want to even touch on the subject of you being award winning. You see the awards that you've got, name them, like let the people know that what your achievements are. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Yeah, because you got a lot. You've got a lot, you know.
It's quite a lot. I won the WOW Honorary Award, which is Women Helping Women and Appreciating Women by Dr. Pauline Long. I also won the Humanitarian Award by Dr. Pauline Long. I also won the BAFTA Award and also won the Mayor's Award. I also won Amity University Award, that was in India, and also won the is it Women Making Change Award, and there's quite other few that I don't.
Wow. So imagine that, from a gang member off the streets, yeah, to all these awards. That just shows that anything's possible. Even those girls and guys who are in a gang, they still got hope. There's still a chance for them.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And what happens is, it's like there's many a gang, like Tupac said, right? A gang can be positive or negative, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you aim to compose a gang, make sure that everything that you push out there in the street or what you wanna, your agenda is positive. We need to seek to get all these young people to be into a positive gang of mindset, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gangs are not naturally bad. Of course, the police is a gang. The police state is a gang state, right? So, as we know, right, one of my mentors, Dr. Umar Johnson, said that it is necessary to use violence where it's necessary, but you definitely have to know what you're using it for. When my mom used that rod to beat me, it wasn't for negative intention, it was for positive intention to teach me something. You can use the same rod to entertain positive agendas.
Nah, that's proper, man. Like, that's proper. And what, as a young child, yeah, how do you feel like when you grown up, yeah, how was the influence of your family kind of, what kind of influence did it have on you doing what you're doing? Because you're a young lady, innit? They might want you, as a Ugandan lady, they might want you to just get married and just get a guy to take you away, and then that's it. You just live that basically.
We're doing everything we can to help.
Oh, okay. Well, currently,
so as you can imagine,
right now is a very supportive partner. He's a Ugandan man. I've been blessed that it's very, very supportive, and we have similar, interests. He's a humanitarian as well, and he's also a public figure just like myself. So, literally, that's made my family a bit more happier because I've related with someone from my background, my cultural background, first and foremost.
But do you go on, carry on?
Limbs, you might have to give her the other number, because I think her phone's going up and down.
Alright, what I need to do, can you phone this number there? I'm gonna give you the number. So what, the studio, oh yeah, that's another thing. For the people that wanna phone in, they can obviously phone in. Bless, can you give them the number to phone in, because we're gonna have a call the other number now.
Then you gonna give her the other number?
Yeah, I'm gonna text her the other number.
Then listen, if you wanna call in and ask any questions, yeah, you can call in on 079 444 31366. Otherwise, 079 444 313.
Oh, do you guys want me to put the phone down?
Yeah, we want you to
No,
phone on the other
Yeah,
phone.
phone
No,
the other number now, yeah? I'm gonna text you the other number for you to phone in now.
Okay, no problem.
yeah, because
Yeah?
yeah, and she's gone.
Yeah. She's gonna phone it straight away. Don't
My
worry
girl
about it.
done a whole
But
heap
no,
of
she's
things.
proper interesting young lady, innit?
She's done a whole heap of things, man. How do we interview someone like that, man? She's done.
I told you, man. I told you, my people. Bless, I told you, my people, they're my pattern, you know?
Why I have to listen to. I'm gonna figure out some things about her still as we go through the thing.
No,
And give it-
100%, man. Definitely.
Where
I
is
told
she?
her to
Where
phone
is
the other number. No, I text it to her. But no, she's proper interesting, man. Like, I mean, I met her back in the day, do you know what I mean? And she's been like an older sister, and she's like mentoring, kind of felt like she's a mother figure to a lot of people. Do you understand? And it's not like we need young black women
Wow.
like this. That's her there, innit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hello?
yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I was alright before. That's fine.
No, you sound better now. You sound more like the man them now.
You're active. You're in here.
The man
you
there.
can't
Yeah,
say
you
out
sound like the
because
man
out
them
here,
now.
obviously, you know what I mean? Like,
no,
we're not
what's so
allowed to
funny
be out
in
here.
the
But,
90s
you're in
and
here
the
now.
street language
But,
now, it's all changed.
You said that again?
The street language that we used to use in the 90s, it's all changed nowadays, you know. I don't even get some of these lingos, some of these young kids are coming out.
Yeah, that means you're
Yeah,
getting
but
old.
that's cause you're all posh now,
It's
innit?
getting on, yeah.
You're all posh. You're a psychologist in that now, innit? You're posh.
Yeah.
I was just mentioning bit recent that just now before, like we're blessed. Like I was just saying how you're like to me you're like a mentor kind of thing. You know what I mean? And you're a positive young like black woman that people that we need out there because. Do you know what? Even with both of you guys, are you lot ready for this one there? Because I know we're going to carry on, yeah, but I wanted to touch on something, man. It really upset me, to be real with you guys, man. And to the world listening and everybody. Do you know what? Bless the number for them to call in.
I just gave them the number.
Alright,
079
cool. You guys-
444 31366.
Yeah, phone
You know,
in, text in, if
there's
you
a few
can,
people
whatever. If you want to talk, say whatever. Ask Caroline some
Hold on, she's saying
questions.
something, Lynn.
Ask Bless, ask Lim some questions. At the end of the day, I want to touch on this subject, man. I saw this video 2 days ago, you lot, man. I was really upset, man. I know, you know what I'm gonna say, man. The guy getting there, he died on the street by the police, man. Caroline, you touch on them subjects there. That's what you deal with. Do you know what I mean? How do you feel as a young black woman dealing with like going through like, you know what I mean?
No, what
How do
happened?
you
Hold on a minute. You just said a story about a guy dead on the street. How long ago? What happened? What's the story?
2 days ago, basically in America, a young black man, like, you know, he
Yeah.
basically got killed by the policeman.
Why?
Like, the guy put his knee up on his neck and killed him.
Well, why?
I don't know. We don't know because he wasn't resisting arrest, but apparently he was resisting arrest. That was the reason. The guy got sacked, but come on, how's he getting sacked and he's not getting no, you know what I mean, a life death sentence? If anyone else done that, that's a death sentence. That's a life sentence, man.
You know what? It's just a
No,
matter of
Caroline.
time, you know. It's just a matter of time because we are constantly seeing a lot of our people being brutally killed and the person just walking away.
Now, Caroline,
I mean,
you see
this
you
also
working
happens in Africa.
the
Right now, Uganda,
Yeah.
the police are just systematically, the government has given them permission to kill people. In my country, for what I know, if you're against a certain political party, they will just kill you. Right? Looking for wearing a certain colour, like a red colour. But I think what's happening now, and again, I say, we've got this message to young black men and black women coming up. We have an American young black man, young adult like myself, who's going to be on a conference call telling us what exactly is happening in America to young black men. So those of you that can come to the conference call, they're going to be on Zoom. You should come, and Minister Lee Muhammad doesn't tell me that. So this is my thoughts on that. In terms of like police brutality, is in happiness from the 60s. What we need right now is leaders of conviction. Leaders like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, right? Black men. I miss black men like that. Because what's happened is, if you need change, you need a blood sacrifice to be taking place. Unfortunately, we don't have black men who are leaders of conviction. So if you want change in the system, you definitely have to know there's going to have to be some bloodshed. As women, we can follow, we can support you. There's a few women who have convictions. But a person of men needs to be convicted, like Marcus Garvey, Malcolm X, and the list goes on.
Yeah.
Nelson Mandela.
All right, so we're in this time now. Don't you think it's down to the younger generation now, your generation, to find that person?
Absolutely. Yes. The 2020, the riot that happened in London, you saw what happened. The young men came out. But you know what? Young men cannot come out without the support of the elders. Young men came out, but the elders ran away because what? I've got my pension, I've got my job, I've got my house to lose. I ain't going to mix up in that.
No, not all of them run away. And furthermore, yeah, when the elders came out, the youngers started to loot. So
They started to what? Lose.
start mashing up the place and looting things.
But this is why, see, now it's the responsibilities of the elders to mentor these young adults or the young youth. Because I see people like this rapper, what's his name? This grime rapper.
Don't say his name. Don't say his name. Just say what the person did.
Yeah, basically there's this famous grime rapper who started tweeting about the minister, the Prime Minister of England, and, you know, calling him to accountability and so forth. And he's also given away, I think he's opened up a school or a scholarship for black kids to go to Oxford or something like that. And he's actually, he needs elders behind him to mentor him. It's going on things about the right way. But of course, you need your elders who's been through that struggle to tell you, you know, never
Yeah,
get
but the
this
so-called Prime Minister
when the
didn't
light
do the
is
job
green,
though, innit?
doesn't
That he
mean
was
go
trying to
in
back.
this country. When the light is green in Africa, it means go. You know, every social system needs to be navigated a certain way, you know, but make sure you don't get trapped up in the system.
Yeah, but do you know this guy?
Which guy?
The rapper?
I know.
We all know the guy. We all know the guy, innit?
Okay, well then if the guy want the elders to help him, then tell him to call the elders and the elders will help him.
No.
But he was trying to support, he was trying to go out and do support the,
I'm
to
of the
basically
opinion
get
of
certain
this,
specific
right?
political thing getting into, you know, parliament. But at the same time, I know where you're coming from. Let's kind of try step away from that. Like, you see with you, yeah, Caroline, right? And, like, you see when it comes to, like, obviously, like, young black women, how do you feel like, what do you think young black women need to do in order for them to be strong enough to follow their dreams, man?
To follow the deen.
Yeah.
Pardon?
What's deen?
Dreams,
There's
like when you go to
dreams.
bed.
Dreams. Okay. Well, first and foremost, me, personally, what I did, I can only talk about myself. What I did and what I told the young black ladies that I mentor and also consult with is that you always need a strategy. But behind that strategy, first and foremost, you need to know that you're African. Once you know your identity and you can identify who you are,
because black is not just
let
African.
me finish. You've asked a question. Let me finish it. I think that you need to know who you were first, because a lot of young ladies have been, especially black women, have been short in this social system. They've been given too much power that confuses them. So,
What do you mean too much power? Give us an idea of what you mean by too much power.
Bless, that's a good one, you know.
For example, and I've only got to know this through self-love. For example, if you are with a partner, a black man, social system will tell you, bring him down, blah, 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 you're independent, whatever. and just, throw him outside the house. You don't need a support system of a black man, which you absolutely do. You understand? And so that family unit has been psychologically broken down by the social system using psychology of cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance means telling you this is how it is, but then this is not how it is. It's like telling you Jesus, what they call it, Santa Claus, right, is there, but really Santa Claus is a fake. It's like,
but it's up to the woman, though. When the opportunity comes, it's up to the woman to decide whether she's going to stand by your man or run off for the money. And they tend to run off for the money.
And that's what I'm saying. It's a choice. We need to educate them. They need to have standards and culture standards, which are important. Which also, if you look at it, comes with the identifying of where you come from, the roots, which Marcus Garvey talks about. You must know where you come from in order to know where you're going. So if you don't know thyself, even all these educational system, empowerment, economical empowerment, will always be in limbo. Like, for example, a rapper like DLA, at the age of 45 now, he's just found himself, his self-love. With all the money that he had, he was struggling with his identity. Yet he had money, he had women, he had everything. But now, when you follow his story and you see what he's doing now, you can see that the man has found self-love. He was fighting with himself, drugs, all sorts.
So do you think the youngers who are in the gangs nowadays, do you think they know themselves? Although they're caught up in this thing, which man them have to survive and do what they got to do, some of them. But do you think those guys and the youngers in the gang, do you think they know themselves, or do you think that they're slightly lost?
They are slightly lost because what? It depends on, and again, it depends on what gang you're in. Because for you to even join a gang, a certain gang, you don't have self-leadership. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be a follower. You should be a leader.
Or maybe the leaders of the gang should be educating them at the same time.
Hence what I'm saying, for they themselves, for them to start a cult, certain cults, which is a gang, it means they wanted, they were lacking something, they need that love. Once they found that love, if the gang is not distracted, all for it. The gang knows, the gang is self-knowledgeable, they're economically empowering themselves, which is good.
So you believe, that kind of like getting, like, when the reason being behind people getting to a gang is the fact that they're losing, they don't have that self-love or that family kind of environment, that family love, that something that, you know what I mean, like the guidance, the family guidance.
No, again, I say it's a bit more complex than that. What happens is with gangs, sometimes it could be family love, sometimes it could be peer group, peer pressure. Oftentimes you find the child, they've got all family love they have in their household, their culture, everything. But because they hang out with certain peers, that could be influencing them, So it's not as easy. It's a complex matrix to answer.
Well,
listen, for the people them listening there, bless, go on, say something.
I was saying, when we was in our gangs and our things, all right, all man them was doing their thing, but we was also educating ourselves at the same time. Because we had to, because if you're gonna have a bag of man around you, and they're not educated, that's just bare weak links you got around you. But if you educate them around you, then you become a family, not a gang.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? Certain men them are getting that in prison now. The Muslim cult, there's different. That's why I'm saying it's all complex. It's a matrix, because you've got the Muslim cults that are in prison that are doing all right. That then they also that religion part of it, that it makes them to an extreme, and then you've got the gangs outside. Because remember, you are knowledgeable through a certain cult if you're educating yourself, right? But if you come out and then you use your knowledge for distraction, yes? Now listen to this very carefully. Good intentions can also pave the way to hell.
Give us an example.
I heard someone say that to me today, you know.
Give me your gun.
For example, someone that is robbed a car, that is on the street, that is a robber or a thief, that asks me for a lift, right? I could let them, because I am my good intention, or this man is self or serve or whatever, you don't know that he's a robber, I put them in my car now. Yeah? I haven't assessed the situation, he's a stranger. Because he's a black man, I put him in my car. I asked him where he's going, right? Police has been following him. They stop my car. They take me in as an accessory.
Yeah. Good intention.
Good intention. But this paved the way to my distraction now because I haven't assessed the situation properly or analyzed my safety.
Yeah, but you was told not to pick up strangers on the road, so you're supposed to know better than that.
Yeah, but that's generally, you're supposed to. There's a difference between knowing, right, and having the action.
And knowing what's right, innit?
You know, like what's his name, Farrakhan said that a lot of people blame Barack Obama, this and that, because he was a black president, this and that. He didn't do so much for the black community. But he said he wasn't leading nothing. He wasn't a leader. It was the powers that surround him that were leading. So Barack had good intentions, but the powers that have the power to make the decisions were the ones that were navigating what he should do.
Yeah, but they know this before they go into power. You know, if you're going to go for a job, you check out the job and you check out how do you get to the top. So when they go and take this position as whatever they want to call themselves, ministers or governors or whatever, they know that they do not control. They know this before they even take the job.
Of course. Then what does that say to you? It takes a person, once I get into that system, the leadership, now I have to be a leader of conviction. Because then, if I'm a leader of conviction, I know in my head, I've used a strategy to get in on top. But now when I get in, now I need to use another matrix. It's called the art of war. How do I survive? Right? And how do I lead my conviction to be justified? And you've got to make a decision. You know, I know I've made a decision to either die or leave and just stay in the system. There's many leaders like that. We've got a young leader who's doing that right now in Uganda called Bobby Wine Chagulanyi, Reba Chagulanyi.
What are they doing?
Come on, big up Bobby Wine, you know, massive. You know what? Like, he's doing so much. We can even touch on that afterwards. But
so can we link him?
Sorry?
We can try.
Can we link him?
He's massive. Right now he's all doing like, you know, presidential stuff and like he's trying to fight for the presidential status.
Oh, he's one of them thing there, but as long as he's got a good intention. And if he's for the people, then that's different. But some of them are like that at first. As soon as they get in there, somebody throw a big bag of money in front of them and say, do what I say.
Do you know what it is? I think there's someone already showing him that, but at the same time I see this young man having conviction. Because I see him, when in his speech, he quotes certain people, like leaders from before of conviction. Then I know if you've read those type of books and you have that type of knowledge, you can't shame yourself like that. You've already got beaten up, put in prison. You've already been put a case of treason on your head.
He had the most done to him, innit?
Yeah, but look at you now with your education. What says that you can't run for Prime Minister? Or Minister, or Secretary Minister, or Deputy President? Because you got that education behind you. They might you might turn around and say, my God, what? Suppose I just go for that too, myself.
Do you know what's so funny, brother? A lot of people have told me to go run for president. First female president of Uganda. I said, all in good time.
And you laugh, you know. You remind me of Sarah in the Bible who laughed when the angel said that she's going to bear a child. And she laughed. And you done the same thing.
This one here, the special one. I told you from the start,
you laughed
man.
and said the same thing. So that just came to my mind. So you laughed. So that means that you might end up doing something like that or along them lines.
Do you know what? I want to even touch on this. Even that, like, you see, Caroline, like, you do what these people don't even know. Like, even on top of everything that you've been doing, even now you're currently studying. So you're where you studying the LSSE?
Huh?
You're studying at the LSSE.
No. I held a convention, a youth African and Caribbean Youth Convention there at LSE, London School
Imagine,
of Economics.
bless. Are you hearing me now? Yeah.
Yeah.
Bless. Imagine. She basically, you know, the day that I even see Brother Dougie, the last time I proper see Brother Dougie before God blessings, rest in peace to Brother Dougie, you know what I mean? He was at her convention.
He was.
The same place. And
God
she
bless
met
his
him,
soul.
but she didn't get to meet him properly. Now, even that, explain that, do you know what I mean? What was that a convention about?
Well, the convention was for African and Caribbean youth. It was for them to meet competent leaders within their communities and link them up with people, competent organizations that are from their cultural background, and that can help him. You know, solution providers, that organizations and that can help them seek or gain whatever they're looking for. Mentorship, could be work experience, could be anything. So we had a lot of people there, people that worked in Ghana knife crime. We had mentors, we had psychologists, we had professionals, we had lawyers there. You know.
And it was recent, innit?
Mothers. Sorry?
Sir, carry on. It was recent though, innit?
It was 2020, February, yes. It was in February 2020. It was at LSE, London School of Economics. But even for us to get into that venue, you know, because that that London School of Economics is permanently white-based and international people-based. You have to have certain money to enter that building. So we definitely, me and the team, we definitely had to like unpack certain barriers of racial barriers for them to even give us the venue, to hire out the venue for us to use the venue. We wanted to tell our own black community, our own black students that, you know what, you can get to these institutions and study in these institutions. You can do participation in these institutions. Our next target is Oxford University. Definitely we'll do an event there next year, God willing.
Listen, it was an amazing event. I mean, you had me, you had Brother Dougie, you had how many people did you have come there? So many people. I mean, like, you at the same time, like, how could I even explain it, man? Like, you know what I mean? There were so many organizations in the building that it was amazing to see, like, young, like, not even just young black people, like ethnic
all
origin.
together in one building with the adults and the young ones, basically. And then it was also African and Caribbean based. So it was our people that were there. We got the professors that was from LSE to come and talk to them. The black professor. The professor told me, listen, Caroline, it is not easy to enter this building. Even me as a black professor, you know, as a black person, I had to fight certain struggles.
And even Brother Dougie was just sitting up there. I remember seeing him, like, that's the last time me and him went to an event together. Do you know what I mean? I seen him at an event, and like to be honest with you, like the amount of love that was in the building, the amount of people that were in the building, like the you know the how could I say, the aura, it was just like, it was beautiful to just step in there.
Brotherly love, yeah. Brotherly and sisterly love.
And it's just like the messages, the positive messages that were getting spread, it was amazing, bro. Like, I'm being honest with you, and it was just like, I felt like, you know what, like, it's a place where, you know, you go there and you get empowered, like, one fully, like, straight up get empowered, and you're thinking, oh, you know what, tomorrow I want to just get up and go start my own business.
Yeah. We had quite a few solution providers, charity organizations. There we had Manhood Academy, we had Access UK, we had Womanhood Empowerment. We had quite a few organizations there that are what all black
Even
people,
that,
you know.
even that, you done it with Access UK, Access UK. Big up Access UK. You know what I mean? Big up
Yeah,
all
big
the
up
ethnic,
Nana,
like
all them look there, mate.
even right now. I even want to big up I want to make a big shout out to like even my little cousin. Like right now, he's doing a lot. He's Sudu's Kitchen, SUDUS Sudu's Kitchen. You can get him on Instagram. You can get him everywhere. Like he's doing food. Like he'll deliver it, and like this is like proper. Do you know what I mean? Like you need food, go check him out. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all of that. Like you know what I mean? Just go check him out. Go deliver. Go get food, man. Like people wanna eat. Like we're in lockdown right now. Sometimes women don't wanna cook. You know, women don't wanna just like sit back, and certain people don't wanna cook as well. Men. You know, there's some of us men that do like cooking, but some of us that don't like cooking. Bless, I don't know. Chef.
Yeah, I like cooking, man. I
I
like cooking, but I don't cook all the
What
time.
you like cooking? What sawfish?
Nah, man, I don't. I'm more of a veggie kind of thing. You know what I mean? I like a lot of vegetables and greens and okras and things like.
I'm trying to get down to that level actually, just pure veg because you know it's alkali.
It's simple thing, you know. It's a simple thing because the creator who created us, yeah, he gave us some rules, and he said one of them is saying that thou shalt not kill, which is a commandment. But the creator never said what you mustn't kill. He just said thou shalt not kill. But people take it upon their church means, oh, that means you mustn't kill somebody. But you can kill an animal. Killing is killing.
Yes.
Full stop. And the creator said you mustn't kill. You understand?
Yeah.
Even to the plants and certain things that you take for granted. Ask for the fruit. Don't just rip it off the tree. That the tree ain't got no feelings. You understand?
That's true.
You know, so there's a lot of things when it goes thou shalt not kill. So under that banner I said, well, I try to eat things that don't have breath.
Yeah.
The breath of
But
life.
listen though, my brother, there's a lot of learned behaviours that we need to unlearn. You know what I mean? You know, it came along with slavery trade, you know. Back in the days, we all used to eat leaves and all things like long time ago in Africa, you know.
Yeah.
They never used to eat all the meat there.
Yeah, it's the European and slavery was brought it over.
Yeah, it's so sad because the post-traumatic slave disorder is so rooted in us. Even after 400 years, we just sort of healing from it now. You know, little by little. But we've got a little bit of unity, but we're missing the meeting of the mind. You see what I mean? All right, I forgot to big up one of my other organizations that I'm a part of, Above Management for the Youth.org. Big you all up, you all listening. Those people that are listening from Above Management for the Youth.org. Big up my people that are listening from Turkey. We've got Turkey locked in. Big up my people that are listening in the US, you know, USA. So, yeah, Caroline loves you. Lots of love.
Do you know what? They're Ugandans as well. Because they're using the MB, man, the megabytes and stuff. They're reaching it out. But at the same, thank you for everybody that's listening. If you do wanna message in, you do wanna like call in, Bless, give him the number again now. 074
079 444 31366. Yeah, that's 079 444 31366. I'm going to turn on the WhatsApp for you as well because some of you guys.
Yeah, they're abroad. Some people are abroad and they want to call in.
Alright, so you got the WhatsApp on as well. So if you want to call by WhatsApp as well on that number, save yourself some credit. It's 079 444 31366. Get you straight through to the Limbs Ali show. You know what I mean?
Therefore, listen, Carol, Bless. Right, obviously, we've been going through this. It feels like, I'll be honest with you guys, it feels like it's been years, innit? But, how can I say it? How's this lockdown treating you guys? Caroline, how's it treating you? Like, as for what you're doing, how's it affected you and impacted your businesses that you're doing, and you know what I mean? How are you coping?
Well, my kind of business that I do, they don't really affect the lockdown, but only business that was affected was my Mackenzie friend at law, representing people in court. That's the only business that was affected on my side. But during the lockdown, I've managed to open up 2 companies, write my book.
Oh, imagine that. Congratulations, no?
Yeah, so, the lockdown, it's always, for me, I believe the positive mindset looking forward. Although these things are happening around you, you should always look forward and try to learn about
Say that
yourself.
again?
You should always be looking positive, thinking positive, positive affirmations, look forward. Learn about yourself, your self-knowledge, your African knowledge. Learn to, how can I say? Learn to beat the system, but don't be within the system, if you know what I mean.
So you feel like it's basically kind of like the lockdowns made you, or not just you in general, but more or less on your behalf, it's made you kind of get back to, like knowing your roots and knowing how to kind of utilize it.
I already knew that, but what it is, I most of the time I was working from home already, and so the only thing that affected, lockdown affected just that Mackenzie friend, that law business, and then university, obviously at uni, now you have to take some lectures online, submit work, already was submitting work online, but it just sort of affected that personal connection. I believe that personal connection is important. All this online is surveillance. Oh, that's my second book, so I won't delve so much deep into it.
I get you.
The digital identity.
Bless, you got something to say?
Yeah, I'm listening to her first, though, and then I'll ask her something. But carry on. What are you saying?
Yeah, the digital identity is a deep thing, because this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to make us submit to a new way of life, which is digital identity, which is online. And then all the social change, personal social change, it is all like to just make us submit to just a one world order. So what I believe in the personal connection with the human, not with the beings, us as beings, I reminisce back in the 90s when we used to have house parties, block parties, everybody's there together enjoying themselves. Even though like carnival times, it was a cultural thing that brought everyone together. But now it's like we can't even do all of those party in the park.
They locked down carnival, innit? They locked down carnival now.
Yeah, they will do that. They will stop the black man business. And I mean, I don't think carnival is even still owned by black people.
No. It used to be. It started off running by black people. But then as you look at it now, where the black people, you got people running up and down half naked on street all day. And it's just changed into something else. Everybody's making a bag of money. Yeah, but it's not a cultural thing like it used to be. What's the purpose of a carnival?
It's not a cultural thing. And it's so sad. This is what I was telling you, my brother. Like, what they've done, they've tried to bring those cultures to now there's something in business that is called globalization. How are you going to have globalization when we need to be authentically us? What do you mean globalization? I'm not a part of the white man. The African continent is big enough for us to have our own currency, our own unification, But, I mean, it is what it is. You
can't go too deep into that, otherwise the radio station will get locked down, innit?
No, it won't, man. But, we can talk what we want to talk, Bridget. We're not what you think we are. We are just doing what we're doing, yeah? So we're free to talk. We have to talk, Bridget. What you want to do? Be a lockdown, you can't talk, you can't come out of your house. Now you can't talk. You know what I mean? It's the word Bridget.
Can't be scared no more. That's why we have our own platforms. Bless Radio, big up Bless Radio, has been there for years. I used to listen to Bless Radio from when I was a little youth.
Yep, and we're still here.
You guys don't understand. This is. We need to award Bless Radio. We need to be sharing Bless Radio in all of our community, because it's not easy for Bless Radio, things like Genesis and all Galaxy radio stations. I used to listen to that when I was young, from young days. Do you know?
You got a caller.
Yeah?
You got a caller. Caller. Yeah,
Hello,
cool.
is that Press Radio?
Hey, caller, turn your radio down.
Okay, let me turn my radio down here.
Yeah, turn your radio down and ask the question, bro.
Okay. Hello, Press Radio.
Okay, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Rob. I'm calling from Kingston.
You're calling from Kingston.
Hello, my friend Salim. You remember me?
Bless up, bro.
And to you, how are you, my brother, please?
I'm good, bro. I'm trying to remember who it is, though.
Caroline, how are you?
Yeah, tell them who your name is because they want to work out who you are.
My name is Rob.
Raw.
Hi, Rob,
Yeah,
brother.
how are you? How are you, Caroline?
We're fine, we're blessed.
good.
Thanks for tuning
Yeah,
in.
no, that's a good.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for tuning in,
well
man.
done. Well done, Lim.
Yeah.
Thank you,
My
Rob.
question
I
really,
mean,
I've got
blessings,
a
man.
couple questions
Go on.
for Caroline. This one is, what's the positive thing that she has achieved after lockdown? And the second one is, what one challenge that she has faced during lockdown? One good thing and one challenging thing.
One good thing. What good thing happened to you in lockdown, and what's the biggest challenge you've had in the lockdown? That's the
Yes.
question. So that's the
Yes.
question, girl. What, can you answer that?
Yeah, of course I can. So basically, good thing that happened to me during lockdown is that I was able to self-reflect, and I was able to also continue writing my book, my work, and also open up my business. And the bad thing will be is the fact that I can't relate with my people anymore, like on a personal level. It's all that distancing. That was one of the bad things. And because I'm a humanitarian, I'm always wanting to be out there reaching my people, especially my black people. You know, I feel like they've constrained me to a level where I can't have those events for the community no more because on a physical form, because they've constrained that now. And so now I have to share the knowledge on a digital platform. And I'm finding that a bit funny.
It's only for a little time.
Isn't it?
It's only for a little time.
That's it, yeah.
So what's the other question?
Thank you for that. And also, thank you, Chris. Thank you, Limbs, for the show. I'm not sure that I'm listening now every day. Yeah.
Okay.
Blessing, brother.
So,
Blessings, man. 100%.
Thank you, bro. Bye.
all right, take care. All right, lady. He's asked you two questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you answer the other question though?
Yeah, I did.
So what's the best
Yes,
thing that happened to you, and what's the worst thing that happened to you?
I'll say it again. The best thing that's happened to me is me concentrating on writing my second book, and also opening up my business. I've opened up. The worst thing that's happened to me is the fact that I cannot be the humanitarian that I want to be for my community because of social distancing with the event. I'm still one, but because I'm hosting them online, I'm the person that likes to feel that personal touch. Talk to somebody in a physical form, because you could talk to someone on technology and really, in a physical, they're not really well. They're not really themselves. You know?
You won't get the full side, didn't it?
So that's one of the things that I think the worst thing that's happened to me. And also, of course, there is some financial challenges, but those ones, because me not concentrate on no money business. Money is something that is made up of fetish. Money don't exist, right, in my head. What exists is your gift and your value, what you have to give back to the universe, and therefore that will bring in currencies and blessings. You know, to turn your gift into a currency. Everything that I learned, because obviously my book brings me in residual income. Once you create a product, it will bring you in residual income. So I got the materials that I learned from the university, from the white man's institution, and put everything that I learned into my own product and then sell it off. And that's my gift.
Okay.
You know what? I want to try to switch it up a slight little bit there, though. I want to try to switch it up a little bit there.
Go on.
I'm on school.
And I want to that kind of like trying to draw onto the other subjects in terms of like what I want to say is like, you know, like even with you, like I know you, Caroline. You know what I mean? Like we speak in it, we've spoken a few times in it, and I want to know, like, you see that you had a situation earlier where you was actually, you know, when it came to the lockdown, you
Mm.
you wasn't in England when the lockdown
Yeah,
happened.
I was in Turkey.
So yeah, how did you feel about that being involved in that? Because I see a video when you was like, you know, when you
At
got into a
the,
little altercation
at the
with,
at the airport. So basically, what happened is
because
everyone
you
was
was
trying to
out
get
there,
home.
and then at the same time you wasn't able to come back too tough, and you had to fight for your way to come back. So how did that go? How did that impact you?
So basically, what happened was, when the lockdown first started, I was abroad. I was in Turkey, and so I got a bit curious. I got a little bit worried. You yourself, Libsyn, was calling me, come back home, come back home. You think they're changing? It's militant out here. By the
Yeah,
way, when I got
I
to
told you
London,
it wasn't that easy. You know what? You at the time you felt like, yeah, but I can just come back. Like it's normal. It's not that deep. And then when you came back, how did you? You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean, when I came back, everything wasn't that bad as everybody was exaggerating. But having said that, you know, I had to rush to get my plane ticket changed. I came back, I think, 2 days or 3 days earlier. I went to the Turkish airline, and it was a lot of struggle to just get it changed back. So they changed it back eventually. Some people had to pay. Some people that I found on the flight had to pay £1,000 again to get a new ticket. You know, people were at the airport, like rushing their way through to get to the plane. And if you miss that plane, you're not getting the next one. You're paying another money to get out of the country. And once I got into the airport, they had this little sort of temperature thing. You put it on your head, whether to find out whether you've got COVID-19 or not before you exit the country. It's like there was a lot of police officers there, you know, and there was I didn't see no army. But when I got to England, also the security was off the chain. It's like you get checked 3 times, right, before you even exit Heathrow Airport. So it was that time was like it wasn't. It was a bit frightening, but it wasn't really. But when I got on the flight, I knew, okay, now everybody had been checked out, so there's nothing for me to worry about. But then everyone was wearing masks and all this and whatever. So yeah, that was the situation there. Hello?
Check. I don't know where he is. Where's Limbs? Hello?
I think his reception got a bit locked off.
Hey, Limbs.
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
She's talking to you, bro.
No, I'm hearing you. Definitely.
Overall, the good thing is, like, in all, above all else, when you have a supporting partner, like as I said before, I've got my partner who is very supportive, you know, very understanding. We both support each other. So when they say, "Oh, black women, you don't need black men," all these black women need to stop. They're nonsense. Some of them, all this self-independent yourself are out of loneliness. I don't agree with that.
Okay.
So why don't you women make a campaign to pull up the man them then?
Oh my God, brother, you've just after this message to the black man and black woman, I'm gonna sit down with Minister Leo Mohammed and see how to strategize about this going forward.
Right, I'll tell you why I said that, yeah, because sometimes, like, when you look back in history, there's been a lot of black African women that led armies, yeah?
Trust me, man.
And a lot of people are forgetting, like, all of the women are also the backbone. So when I looked at the situation, when the man them wasn't able to fight, or they didn't have that zeal, there was just something knocked out of them where they wouldn't fight the enemy. And then the women stood up and said, you know what, we're not surrendering. We're going to go forward and fight. You see, when the women got up and went forward, the man then felt shame, and then they had to follow. So maybe
You know what,
maybe
my
it's that
brother?
time.
You need to hook me up with some of those books because you see me. I like to learn. If I don't know something, I'll say, boy, I don't know. The only woman I know is Harriet Tubman and that Rosa Parks who came off the bus.
Okay. All right
I
then.
need to educate myself around those type of women more so
Yes,
that I can able to educate my sister. As I said
Yeah,
to you,
but
my sister,
you're like right now. You're coming like a Rosa Parks. You're coming like those women that you're speaking about because you're basically educating the young ones that are coming up.
Yeah,
All right, but we've reached the point though that we've touched on something that is very interesting in this discussion, where maybe it's that point where I'm not saying that the man them soft, but enough of our soldiers are hooked up in gangs and other little things. Lot of distractions. Not saying that it's all negative. Yeah, sometimes a gang can be a good thing. You understand, especially when you don't have no parents or no family. Sometimes the gang becomes your family. Yeah, sometimes the streets become your home. Not directly living on the streets, but the code teaches you how to be wise and how to grow up. You understand? That's why I've learned a lot from the streets and from the road. So maybe it's that point in time where the women now have to take control for a little while, because you know how we man them stay. We might sit down and don't do nothing, but when the woman gets up, and if the woman is in trouble, trust me, the man will get up and do something. Yeah, so
you see, one thing, I was having a discussion with Minister Leo, yeah, and Minister Leo touched on something similar to you. He said that really and truly the woman are the foundation of the house and all this. And I was like, okay, so have you taught the woman, was the woman taught that? Because if it's something that you're not taught, right, and you're not groomed to know, especially in these foreign lands that we're in, how do you expect us to get up and do that?
Just do it.
No. Some of these women need to unlearn a lot of things that systematically they've been taught.
Then make we start from the first point then. This is my point, where we got to start unlearning with the women them, yeah? Number one, the first thing we need to do for us to rise up as a nation, as a fam, to come together, our women need to stop spending thousands of pounds on dead people's hair. Yeah? Right? That's the first thing you need to do. Yeah? For real.
I'm not gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. My partner tells me that all the time. I have to take that shit out of my head.
For real, because most of their money is gone to hair and nails. Most of them, not all of them. Yeah.
Yes.
But when you check it out, when you rock that hair and you go to church, yeah, you're a hypocrite, because you have something on your head that belongs to somebody or is dead. Yeah.
Yes, and they're spiritually cutting you.
Right.
Really,
Right. So that weave, that hair, I'm always gonna ban the weave. I don't care. I'm a weave activist. Yeah. So. Right. Yeah, I'm a weave activist, but not a weed activist. You know what I mean?
Listen, Caroline's got a weave on right now, so be careful what you say.
It's a remedy for health too. You must drink it.
Right. So
you must drink it.
It's true, but the one on your head now, when you go into the church now, to me you're a hypocrite, because you're worshipping God and you're coming to God. Oh God, take me and bless me and forgive me but the thing that you got on your head was sacrificed to another God. And you know this.
That's deep.
You know this. And you're rocking it in the church, talking about you're holy, talking about you're saved, talking about you're born again, when you got something on your head that's been sacrificed to an idol.
Right. Wait, can you guys let me know this gonna be recorded, because I like to share it with my sisters then.
Yeah, you can get it on YouTube, Bless Radio 1.
Yeah, I'll be sharing this video.
So we're talking the thing, because when we're done talk the thing, all of the young girls gonna start rocking Afro or cane roll.
Yeah, you must stop the thing. You know what, brother? Let me tell you something. You see me, I'm gonna be real in it, because obviously I'm not a role model. I'm a real model. That's what I aim to be. The real thing is, in the 90s, the girls, the ladies used to rock their hair. We never had too much weaves around. Did you recognize that?
Bare cane roll.
Real thing.
Yeah.
But nowadays, in the 2000 come in, you start putting our weaves back in, lightening the skin, this and that. Yeah, I've rocked weaves most of the time now and then, but in the 90s it was my own hair. But now, Now I'm rocking my own hair because simply what? I look at myself and I say, you know what? These weeds that I've got on could be generational curses. The person wearing this.
Thank you. Generational curses are on these weaves, and they know it.
Yeah.
They know it. Don't go on like you don't know it, because you're gonna go and buy real hair. Now, if it's real, that means it belonged to somebody. The person who got it from.
These times it's horse hair and that.
Nah, but it's not even real hair. The real hair you can't afford, right? They're getting horse hair, animal hair, any kind of hair.
And then those hairs, it's a big market because you know what? When I was in India, last year. I was in India.
Yeah.
And I went to all those factories and all these Coca-Cola factories. It's people actually go to India and cut off their hair. They're Indian people that give their hair for food.
Right. So that means imagine their mindset. Imagine their mindset on their journey before they cut their hair. They've had their hair all their life, and because they are hungry, they're going to have to cut their hair. Do you know how much that's going to grieve them in their spirit?
Let me tell you something. Yeah, you know why I changed up my headpiece? Because my partner told me, babe, you look beautiful with your own hair. You brothers also, you got a part to play. What the standard of beauty is, because you influence the women now.
Yeah.
You got to start telling your queens that, that you're beautiful with your real hair. You don't need all of that.
Well, you women are causing a problem, and I'm going to tell you why. When I'm going down...
It's the media.
No, it's the women them too, yeah, because they got a mind of their own. We got a mind of our own, but the man them, all you man them, don't watch, hey listen, don't watch the man them. The man them is rocking the wig as well, Don't get it twisted,
You look, give him, you know what, we're getting too into this too tough time as well. Give them their number so they can phone in and text in again, bless.
For real.
Nah, the man,
they need to have a saying as well, because they want to get involved, you know what I mean?
Hey, Limbs, I noticed since I start talk about man them rocking the weave, now you start jump up and make up backup noise and thing. Why are you defending this?
Yeah, this is what I'm saying.
I ain't wearing no weave. I don't wear no weave. I don't need to wear nothing. I got my fresh hair, you get me? I'm Ugandan, Pakistani,
okay, I hope so.
I'm mixed.
Okay.
I got nice hair. I don't need to put nothing on my head.
Is it your hair though?
But at the same time...
Is it yours though?
Nah,
is it yours?
Let them know. No, let them know. Let them know.
Are you just your hair?
James, is it your hair though? Did you buy it?
This hair there come natural,
Okay.
My hair's natural. I don't need to put nothing.
I'm gonna warn the girl them. Listen, Limbs, I'm gonna warn the girl them, see, because you gal them, this weave thing's gonna bun you. I'm gonna bun you all with the weave thing, yeah? I'm a weave activist, remember that, yeah? Now you girls them who are out there looking for the man them with the nice coolie hair so you can have a nice coolie head baby, yeah?
Oh, no, it's not work like that with Caroline. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, but that's a review, Caroline. That's a review. Most girl them want.
Not you. Hey, I'm not talking about you, girl. I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying some of the gal them. When I say you gal them, I apologize. I don't mean you, but you're on my side. You're one of the man them. So just cool, man.
Oh, you're cool, no.
Yeah, you're one of the man them. You done that, guy. You done that. From the code, you're one of the man them. So it's good. But the girl them who are watching these man them, and my man's got to have wavy Indian hair. You know what I mean? So like when I got my youth's got to have hair like this. Go on, because not for the man.
Ladies, my hair's good, my hair's nice,
You don't watch your hair. We know about your hair.
But I got a missus, so I'm not even trying to get in there, right?
Calm down.
Limbs, calm down, man. You get all offensive, bro. Brethren, calm down. It sounds like a man who's guilty makes the most noise, bro.
Cool.
Millionaire's just cool, but you're just on some defensive thing.
Hey, bless your trouble,
You're defending this thing like,
you're trouble.
You should have just make it pass, Bridging. Last week it was what? Tesco Mobile. Now this week, it's on the weave thing. Now, back to the story. Girls them are looking for the man them with the kind of Indian hair. All the man them apart from Limbs, yeah? I just get that right. His hair is supposed to be 100% undiluted, yeah? The man them is getting their hair weaved as well, right to the T. So when you meet the man them with the nice little cool hair, yeah, their hair might not be real either. Go on YouTube, go check it out. you will realise the man them, the little man them with the Indian hair, look a wavy thing now. All that is fake.
They got weeds in there.
They got weave in their hair. They got weave in their hair. So when your baby's born and they come out with that afro, yeah, don't be vexed with the man. Don't be vexed with the man.
Then you wake up. Then you wake up.
Yeah, the little shiny bump at the back and thing. Don't watch that, man.
Let me tell you something, yeah.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not gonna lie. You see what? Yeah, I've dated a few mixed race man, right?
Yeah.
But I realized they're confused.com.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't know whether they're white or black or in the middle. Like, until I did that book, Challenges of Identity, Psychological Perspective, I realized that it's even deeper than that. It's not even about the race. It's about the self-identity.
But you can't have a self-identity when you're rocking something that is totally from a dead person.
It's not you.
It's not you. It's dead. It's sacrificed to an idol. It's when you go through the reason, and you know this. You know that these people brought their hair to the temple to get some money to praise their God, and you now think because it's going in a washing machine, yeah, and then you could take it home. You don't even pray over it. You don't even bless it. You just try it on your head and
the wig that I used to wear, I used to pray over them, you know.
Right.
Some girls I know, they do pray over it, but you know, you must have that conscious knowledge. Not everybody has that conscious knowledge.
Yeah, but that's not going to make no difference if you pray over it, because it's already been sacrificed to a evil spirit. It belongs to that evil spirit. No matter what you do, it belongs to that thing.
Else, you know. I swear down, you're something else.
No, but for real, man, I'm a weave activist and I'm making my stand. Because I know
All right. So what, my brother? So what do you reckon the women them should do? Because you know the standard of beauty. I'm talking real now. The standard of beauty on the television, in the videos, like these Black American videos, what they push this European-looking Beyonce and all those kind of stupid women out there.
Beyonce ain't got no hair. Beyonce bars should not have no hair. Yeah.
So why are you telling me Beyonce's not beautiful?
No.
She's natural. No,
she ain't got no hair, mate. She's bald.
Listen to me. For somebody who have to put so much hair on their head to believe that they look good, yeah. When you wake up in the morning, you're not waking up with that wig on your head.
No.
You understand? So, to me, be natural. It's you women. Listen, I walked down the road the other day and I saw this girl walking down the road, and I said to myself, "What's this white girl doing down here? Big ghetto. What are you doing down here?" When she turned around, it was a black girl. I said, "Are you joking?" You know what I mean? Because sometimes I say, like, "What's this white girl doing down the ends, brethren? What's she doing around here?" But when she turned,
but listen though. I'm asking you, what do you think the women them should? Because the media has portrayed this standard of beauty, and you know how powerful media is.
Yeah.
So this is why I say, you black men and all these producers, all these pop daddies, all those J's, they must change the narrative.
It's the man them. The man them is accepting it.
Natural queens in your videos.
It's the man them. The man them is accepting this thing, yeah, and believing the girl that is.
You need a good girl to look good. You need a girl. You
What
need
you
a
mean
girl to look good in your video, though, innit?
Hey, brethren, listen to me. Man them with gold teeth look good, but sometimes they full up their mouth from end to end. It don't look good. One gold teeth look good, but a whole mouth of gold teeth don't look good.
Why are you watching Mando? You should be watching a woman.
No, I'm just trying to show you. So what?
No, he's just trying to give an example.
Right. So make I give an example.
I know.
Make us give an example of what's good. Then, a woman can braid her hair and have her hair in braids. Braids has been around for centuries, hundreds and hundreds of years. The Egyptians.
Yeah, but that's still false hair, though.
No, because when the Egyptians do their braids, they use their own hair.
Proper braids, yeah.
No woman ain't gonna use their own hair. And short hair. What if you've got short hair can't be braided?
All right, listen. Remember this. All I'm talking about, really, the braiding and all of that is cool, you know. I'm cool with all of that, you know. But when somebody puts a 5-foot wig on your head, or that reach down to your body, and you know for your hair never reach that long, and it will never reach that long, yeah. And you go on like it's yours because you buy it, yeah. You got the receipt for it. Big deal. You understand? Yeah, but it belonged to Raja's wife. It belongs to no, but it's true. It belongs to Raja's wife, not you. You understand?
Yeah, no, 100. No, you know what? 100%.
It belongs to Raja's wife, Bridget, and she's grieving over that, knowing what you're doing with it. Supposing she was a prostitute, supposing she was into the occult, supposing she was an evil, nasty woman, and then you put that she could be a prostitute, and you got to put that head on your head, and next thing you know, you'll start feeling for next man. Why?
Brother, listen to this. Limbs didn't like women like that.
Huh?
Don't say my real name. Say the proof. The limbs,
don't worry about limbs, man.
You know what, people?
Hey, Limbs, Limbs, don't jump out. James, is it true, Limbs? Limbs, you switched the conversation. Is it true?
What do you mean?
What she just said. Don't try and duck it out, man. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, you like women with black hair like that, innit? All these pretty Indian girls.
Excuse me?
This is a show. Trust me, everybody's going to be downloading this. Answer the question.
Listen, I like what I can get with, like, you know what I mean, like in terms of if it's a woman and I get with a woman, if I get with a woman and I like her for who she is and me and her get along and everything, then you get me, different things are gone.
Limbs,
but at the same time, I'm not trying to give to a girl through her hair.
Yeah, Limbs, you want someone that your hand goes straight through from front to back on her head, innit? Without stopping. He's gone quiet, you know. The truth is an offense, you know. Silence is consent, my friend.
I'm not even gonna say nothing, like, cause you lot are trying to draw me out. You're trying to draw me out. You get what I'm saying? But obviously, it is what it is. Like, obviously, I like a woman that I can get along with, innit? It's not about your hair. I don't like you for your hair.
Okay.
Simple as that.
Alright then. Alright, so your girl.
Listen, Caroline, no.
It's alright, it's all good.
Let's switch
it up now.
Caroline, you got a poem for us now. Cause you know what it is as well. Like, people that don't know, obviously, that ain't listen. This is Caroline Namugabi. Like, you know, award-winning, extraordinaire, that amazing amount of things. Caro, listen, you like poetry, innit? Cause you're a deep thinker and you like a lot of poetry. So like, you you growing up here? Who did you feel like influenced you to do what you want to do, kind of thing? Like, out of all the rappers and out of all the poets, and who do you feel like gave you that push?
First and foremost, I must give respect to him. May so rest in peace. Tupac Amaru Shakur was the most poetic man and lyricist that I used to listen to in the 90s, and I still do now. Or he used to write things like the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice, the deeper the roots. What does that mean?
Yeah.
The more the darker the woman is, the more the deeper the root is, and the sweeter the juice, the culture. Which means he was talking about African woman, a black woman. You know, he was very poetic in what he said, how he said it, and I like the fact that he was a humanitarian activist, and he was a real model. Although he had his faults in terms of his distractions around him, whatever. That was one of my, influence growing up. But then I also had poets, normal poets, like his mentor, Maya Angelou. Maya Angelou, may I so rest in peace. She was also a good poet. You know, you're a phenomenal woman. You know, she talk about her struggles and things like that. Those two really made a difference in the black community.
Have you got a poem for us?
And their dialogue still live on. Oh, one more person, one reggae person that I love with my soul is he said, money, I don't have any problem with money. Money is not my problem. My reality is life. That's Mr. Bob Marley. He said to the white man, he said, if you had a choice, would you rather be? You said you'd rather be African, but if you can't be African, then be who God has blessed you to be. Oh, I love Bob Marley.
Okay, can I go back to a question that we asked earlier about we was talking about the woman being the role model to make the man them come forward.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think you should write a book or something along that lines? Because as we was talking about black women leaders, yeah, and black women who led armies, yeah. So you never know. It might take the women to come forward and make a noise to make the man them listen. Although there's man out there doing their works, but sometimes we need more younger voices to be heard, because you're the ones that's gonna have to take over.
That's the point. You know, I've got at least 3-4 books left that I need to write. And I'll put that on my agenda. I mean, there's a lot of women's work that inspire me. Like, as I said, Maya Angelou, her work inspired me a lot. But then, as you say, if women come on the front line, right, it might encourage the men, because we are the stimulators of a man. You know?
It is. Enough of the man them is in jail because of a woman, isn't it?
Passions of pride.
Right, so there it is, right there.
Bro, too many.
Yeah, so that just shows you the passion that a man have. He will lose his cool because of a woman. So why won't he use the same energy and transfer it into a positive so that he rises up for the woman instead of losing his cool?
Yeah, you know what it is? It's going to take me going into delving. You know, I've learned that today on this radio show in regards to those women you told me that they're late, and hence I still hold you to that, to send me some links so that I can do some investigations in regards to those women that late. Because when I start writing, what I do, I unpack the person's character. If I'm writing about the person, I go back to find out their traits, their leadership skills, and I find out what kind of environment they lived in, what inspired them and what triggered them.
Okay.
So I would need to know.
You just YouTube. The easiest way to do it is YouTube it. That's the easiest way. YouTube African Queen who led armies. Yeah.
All right.
And then from that would lead you to a particular website on YouTube, and then they'll have the list of all the African queens that stood up and fight for their people, because the chief wasn't there to lead the army. Yeah, so some of us man them is chief, but we got sidetracked and got caught up in this thing, and we're not. Some of us ain't leading the army no more. So this woman decided.
But you know what? They tried to get through to you through a woman anyway, in this system anyway. So I understand that part of it, because obviously the system is deeper than what we know. So in regards to that, that's a good gesture. I'll definitely look on YouTube and see what they've got to say. There's one actually, Cleopatra, I believe.
No, forget about Cleopatra. You need African queens and African leaders, female queens who led armies. Cleopatra done what she done, but you need to go back and see the ones that went on the battlefield, that took up rifles and guns and stood in the front line for their people.
Wow.
You understand? Like Harriet Tubman. Harriet Tubman is one of them.
Yeah.
But there's many more Harriet Tubmans out there that no one don't know about, and that's what we need to get into: the power of the woman, the power of the African woman,
the feminine energy. Muta Baruka talks about that. The feminine energy. Muta Baruka said, "Mother Earth."
All right.
From the womb. Yes.
Even Mother Africa. Look at Africa. Look at the map of Africa. Yeah, it looks like an African queen with a wrap on her head. A turban.
That's it. That's it.
That is the mother. That is the head. So that just shows you. Looking at the map of Africa alone makes you know that everybody come from a black woman. She is the head. When I say the head, I mean she's the one that brings all life.
Burst into life.
Yeah.
The beings.
And the earth is a woman too. The earth is a woman, because you got to put your seed into the earth for it to germinate and produce fruit and offsprings.
Yeah, and be nurtured.
So that just shows you the power of the woman. So women are
But you know
underestimating
what,
themselves.
brother, let me ask you something. You see, there's loads of men out there that cannot believe in this concept. There's loads of men out there that believe, yeah, naturally the man should be straight up leading.
Nah, man, limbs don't believe that, ain't it, limbs?
What do you mean about limbs don't believe that? I'm listening, you know.
Limbs knows that the woman's supposed to.
Listen.
Limbs said the
No,
woman's
but
supposed
you know
to.
what? In Islam, yeah, we believe, yeah, like Jannah is like under your mother's feet, innit?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Which means like heaven is like, you know what I mean? Your mother like brings you to life, and your mother makes a woman makes you, and she's gonna basically more or less. She's the reason you can come and go, innit?
Yeah, but you know that your mum runs the yard, innit? Your mum is
Come
the
on,
king
man.
in the yard, because if you do anything to upset her, she will just press a button and dad will come running.
Yeah, but dad will come running. You
No,
hear
that's
what he just said?
hypothetically in most family who do have a father figure. You know what I mean? The mother has the power.
Yeah.
You understand?
Because she made you, innit? She made man.
Yeah, so she has the power. She has the power to make daddy pick up a piece of stick and bust your ass.
Yeah.
So
That's why your mom, you know, like growing up in an African household, you always get told that your mom, when you get your mom done there angry and stuff, I won't say certain words, but you get her angry, she's gonna look at you and she's gonna say to you straight up, like, you know, I brought you into this world, so I will take you out this world.
some of them are like that, and some of them turn around and say, "I'm gonna tell your dad."
Yeah, and then you know you're looking at your dad like, oh no, mom, don't tell dad.
Right. And you see, I'm telling you why the power of the woman as well. You see, sometimes when you do something wrong, your mother just gives you a look, and that look alone makes you know it's over.
Yeah, what time it is.
Yeah, no, that's just the power that she has, that every black woman have, that they can just look at you and send a message like, yo, if I get up.
But it's not just black women, because it's white women will do it too as well.
Yeah,
Their
but
kids do it.
we're looking at our own. We're looking at our own, and we're looking at situations to make us come together now. Those who are in the gangs, those who are locked down with how much £1,000 worth of weave in their house, now you can't do nothing with it. You understand what I'm saying? Because you're on lockdown. You can't go out there and floss your weave every week because you're on lockdown. So you have to
Saying, these days, you see in London, yeah, they're saying they're selling it more. They're selling a 10 bag for 20 quid.
What, some underground thing now? Yeah, but it's not real here then, is it?
You know, like that. It's not no Brazilian.
It's not
They
no
used to
real
go on
here.
this Brazilian thing back in the day. innit?
Oh, no, I'm talking about the reefer.
The what?
The weed. Man,
Oh, the
them
weed.
are selling it for like £20,
I thought you said the reefer.
Oh, that's what I thought she said, the reefer as well. Like, I said,
like.
like, yo, man, them shotting reefer for £20. Hey, limbs, what go on? No. No, but you see, that could be all wolves here and foxes here and some kind of animal here, because the technology that China have, there is no way they're gonna make that weave industry pass, and they don't make some too. They make everything. China people copy everything. Everything is made in China. What, apart from weave? Are you joking? Of course they got their foot in that. That's the biggest industry going.
Listen, okay, cool. So, like, obviously, we know about the Chinese people, how they want to be like us, how they replicate. Is the Chinese people like the white man, them, they take from us, innit?
Yeah.
But one question, I know they interview the guests. That's not allowed to ask questions, but I'm going to ask the question. You, my brother, why is there this divide of Caribbean and African divide?
Why is there a divide? How far back do you want to go?
Because the way I see it, we're all Africans, isn't it?
Yes and no.
What do you mean, yes or no?
Some. Well, we're all Africans.
I'm gonna leave you two to this one there.
We're all Africans if you're gonna use the name Africa instead of Kemet and all these other names.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say we're using Africans. Yeah. Some of us are what we call come from what they say the kingdom of Judea, or some of us are Negroes. Right. Negroes. European never classified Negroes as Africans. That's the funny
Why
thing
did they
about
classify them as what?
Negroes are what they would classify like, you see, like the 12 tribe of Israel from the Bible.
Yes, Israelite,
Right.
yeah,
When
yeah.
they were scattered, some of them were called Negro. They went to a place called Negro land, which is in Africa. Right. So when the
I read about that, yeah.
when the Europeans went to get the slaves, they knew where to go and find them because they were in Negro land, and those are the people that were the children of the Most High. So what they did, they captured them from the West Coast and brought them to the Caribbean. Most of them went to the Caribbean and some to America, but most of them went to the Caribbean, i.e. Jamaica. So there was a prophecy saying that one day the people from the West is going to rise up, which is the Caribbean, which is the Jamaicans. And they've come, Jamaica is the place where reggae music has come from.
Yeah.
Where Rasta is established. Yeah? All these things what come together out of this place called Jamaica is a spiritual thing. Because these were spiritual people that was put there. Do you understand? So when there's a division, we was brought
Hang
up.
on a minute, rewind. You say all the division is a spiritual thing. Oh my days.
No, the
one-
people, the division, the divide and rule. The people them that went to Jamaica, especially the Jamaican and some other Caribbean, these was not ordinary people. These were these were the chosen people, which you would call Jews today. Now,
Okay.
right. So what's happened is education and Babylon has taught us not to like Africans, not to appreciate Africa at all. In Europe, this country educates you not to like Africa. They
Yeah,
show
that's
things
true.
like Tarzan and all these
100%.
things. And when you're watching all these films as a child growing up, Africa is a place that you don't want to go.
They say malnutrition, kids dying, the media.
Yeah,
that they
media,
show.
the same media that portrays the motherland as a place where people are backward and people are dying with flies. It's the same media that has taught our women to look like them. Literally, we want you to.
Because
We want
we
you want
must be a learned Caribbean man, because not all of the Caribbean people accept that Africa was the motherland. And
Yeah, they do, but when not before though. Not before.
Yeah.
It's only recently, like in the past 10, 15 years or so, they're starting to, or maybe 20 years, it's starting to
It's
grow a
because they
bit
didn't
more.
want to though. That's because they chose not
Yeah,
to.
it's growing a bit
believe it,
more.
innit?
When I was a child, I was brought up not to like Africans. Don't have nothing to do with Africans. As a child, I was brought up not to like Africans.
And your mom told you that?
Both of my parents was like that. They don't want nothing to do with Africans. Right, and that's deep. And when
Yeah, but watch it though. Right now, you're on the radio with Africans, and it's a Caribbean mix. So
Yeah.
it's just like, what does that contradict? Do you understand?
yeah, but we had
And
to
it's
learn.
like
We had to
now-
learn. We had to learn for ourselves, our own history. We had to go and
Yeah,
find
I
ourselves.
understand.
You understand? You have people like Dr. Henry Clark, Dr. Ben, and other little scholars that just showed us ourselves, our true African identity. Then we realized, we are Africans. My dad never identified himself as an African. He passed at the age of 86 or something. And it's only in the last 5 years of his life he identified himself as an African. In the last 5 years of his life. So that man had to live till he was 80.
You know, it's like DMX, like not finding your identity at the age of 45. Come on, man.
Well, my dad had to wait till he was in his 80s to accept that he was an African.
Oh, God.
So that just shows you the conditioning.
But all that, I feel like all that depends on where you're coming from and your background, and at the same time, like you're saying, but you gotta pre it for people that are
But let me
listening.
tell you
Pre it
something,
means, like,
Lindsay.
you gotta see it, and it's one of them ones where it's like, yeah, you gotta see it, innit? And
Limbs, she's calling you.
them people that were raised up in a different generation, though.
Limbs, she's calling you.
Pardon?
Let me tell you something, Lynn. Bless Up Radio has been promoting Africanism from in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it's a
100%.
Caribbean radio station, you feel me? So I'm wondering, why is it that was there a lot of Caribbeans listening to this station?
No.
People like Galaxy CFM, Genesis, and all these. I used to hear all these African talk.
Yeah, because our people were lost. That's why we had to. Those who had the knowledge of self had to share it. We had to share it out, because when you send your child to school, there is nothing in school that they're going to learn about themselves. Nothing. From beginning to end. The only thing you're going to learn is about the thieving man them who went all over the world, robbing, killing and looting, and these people were called great people. You know what I mean? Alexander the Great, he slaughtered the whole of Egypt, but they call him great. You understand? You have Christopher Columbus. Yeah, he went all over the seas and went here, there and everywhere getting plantations, but they call him great. So when you look at the people them that they call great in his story, most of them are liars and murderers and thieves. Or
Christopher Columbus and all that.
yeah, what's it else you call, what you call them? Evangelists, mercenaries, to come to give you religion.
It's a deep thing, you know, my brother. It's just so deep, because like even religion, I feel religion is some certain religion. I believe in the Most High. I believe in omnipotence, but I don't believe in the segregation of religion, because it's being used as a tool for our people. Then
yes and no. Remember this: the religion works two ways. One way you can look at it is like it's an African story. Yeah, but it's never been portrayed to you as an African story, and the church don't promote it as an African story. But when you look at the book, in the very first chapter, it mentions Ethiopia. So
it's
right. It's in Genesis, so it's right in front of your face. You brought to eyes out from.
Those were the 4 rivers.
Right, what past Ethiopia? But the Bible don't tell you where Ethiopia is.
But it's in Africa.
But it's in Africa. Where did Jesus go?
Africa.
When Mary and Joseph went to hide Jesus, they went to Egypt. Where's Egypt?
Africa.
Where was Jesus born? Jerusalem. Where's Jerusalem?
Africa.
So when you look at it, it was right in front of your face, but we wasn't taught it. It wasn't. You understand? So when you look at certain things, the history.
Yeah, but
is
that's
there.
the thing of where they didn't want you to know about it, innit?
Yeah, they didn't want you to know. When I was growing up, they had a book called the Namugabi Bible, and if you was
oh my God, never mention that, mate. Constantly get arrested.
Right.
I've got one in my house right now. That book get you mad.
No, that book is not mad. That book is a good book. But when I was growing up, they used to lock up people for that.
The young people, them cannot. If they're not ready for the knowledge, they can't read that book, you know.
It's not as bad as you make it out, because the Maccabees is a little bit of a story what tells you when certain people came into Jerusalem and conquered Jerusalem, and the people from Jerusalem had to flee Jerusalem and go to different parts of Africa. These are what you call the Negroes today. We went to Negro land.
There's different chapters. You're right, my brother. But you know they've got different chapters, and they're big chapters. And obviously, have you read the Holy Tablet?
I don't know. I might have. I might not.
Yeah. But the Maccabees is really good.
Listen, the viewers are getting educated out here, you know.
Yeah, the Maccabee talks about our history.
You know what? Big up to everybody that's listening.
Yeah.
And
it's
if
true.
you do want to make a little phone call, text message,
the Maccabees,
let's
in
give
the
them the
British
number
Library.
again.
Okay. The Maccabees is a family.
The Maccabees is in the British Library and closed up in a glass compartment right there. If
You can
ask
get the
for it,
book.
they say you can't open it, you can't see it. When you go to Heathrow Airport with that Maccabees, it says you're going to get 5 years.
No, you used to, but you can get the book now.
Really?
Yeah, you can
But
get
now,
it.
if they haven't banned it.
Nah, man, you can get the book, man. You can get the book of Maccabees. You can get it now.
No, what I'm saying, traveling in with it.
Well, remember, they got a Bible with the book of Maccabees in it, which is called the Jerusalem Bible.
Boy, I don't know. 'Cause last time I had that, if you go to Heathrow Airport with the Maccabees Bible, you ain't coming out. If you see it on you, you ain't coming out.
Yeah, but you can get a book called the Jerusalem Bible where it's actually in that book.
Oh, okay, so they twisted it around now.
Yeah, it's there, but it's what it is, isn't it? But at the same time, we're still dealing with the Bible, and the history of the Bible is another story again, where it's half truth and half lies.
Yeah.
You understand? So no matter what we have, there's always something that somebody has put in there to make us go another way. You know what I mean? But as I said, the Bible.
Yeah, but there'll always be someone that's trying to do something there like that.
Well, it makes sense, because if you believe that your people are the chosen people, then what does that make the rest of people?
That's what even leads me to that situation that I spoke about earlier. You see, in regards to the man in America, Johnson, right? Like, I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen it, Bless?
No.
The brother got basically was on the floor, and the police had their knee up on his neck. And
you were talking about
live.
Did he die?
He died, bro.
I saw it on Facebook.
And what happened? Nothing.
Caroline, can you drop him into the situation there?
Sorry?
Can you let him know what's been happening? What happened? Cause you're that's another thing I want to chop on. Cause with you deal with them kind of situations. You're for black rights and stuff, innit? How do you feel in regards to how you feel my guy got treated? Because
basically they treated him as he was subhuman, right? And that's what they've been treating us from a long time. I don't know whether you've seen a movie called Goodbye Uncle Tom.
Yes.
That's how it's been. This man was treated as subhuman. They don't see you as a human being. They don't. In fact, you're not a human. You're a being. They don't see you as a being. They see you as subhuman.
All right. There's a film called Rabbit Proof Fence. Have you seen that film?
Rabbit what? Let me write it down. I've seen that.
It's called Rabbit Proof Fence.
Rabbit Proof Fence.
Right.
Back in
bro, what they've done to the guy,
yeah.
They've basically had him under. They've gone to arrest him.
Yeah.
And then he's basically just given up and said, yeah, cool, arrest me, blah, blah, blah. And then they basically put him down, and then the next video, you're seeing my man on the floor with the police officer, with his knee on his neck, and basically killing him, innit?
Why?
I don't know. No one stated nothing.
So this is the thing, yeah. It's gonna just be a matter of time. This is why I'm just telling. I'm not threatening nobody, but I'm just saying it's a matter of time that these people are gonna keep killing, and one day they're gonna kill one particular person out there again, yeah. And it's gonna done them, because they need to stop what they're doing. You understand? They need to stop what they're doing. It's not a threat or anything like that. It's just common sense. You know what I mean?
But you know where Caroline deals with the situation, where Caroline she works with them, with the organization kind of thing, to try to stop this kind of stuff. Carol, how do you feel? Real talk.
I keep on saying it is a planned agenda systematically, because let me tell you something. The people that are shooting drugs, with my experience, that are the big. I'm not talking about little minor black men or minor black kids. The real black dealers, drug dealers, are Italians, Maffians. Ain't black people, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Even the police themselves, you understand? It's deeper than
not all of them. Some of them.
Yeah, some of them. But what I'm saying, the real mafia, it's deeper than what it is. I can't even discuss it. Let me give you one example. Yeah, one example is someone goes in the courtroom, wins the case. This is a black man, wins the case. Right now, after he's won the case, the police have used their discretion to put the incident on the DBS. Now remember, you've won the case, but they still want you in the system. So they're going to put that on your DBS so they can stop you economically because you're a black man. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
So there's bigger battles that once it's so deep that I can't even go so much detail into it. The
Alright,
few minutes.
make us go a little bit deeper into it then. Alright then, let's look at it from this point of view. The law of the universe, universal law. Yeah,
Which is common law. The
which
law
is
of the
common
land.
law. You have a thing called karma. You understand what I'm saying? There's certain things which is natural law. That
Yeah.
if they keep breaking these laws, it will come back round and bite them. They will get a judgment.
Absolutely.
So this is why I'm saying what I'm
110%.
saying.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's not to be that we're going to cause a revolution, maybe spiritually, but at the end of the day, obviously what goes around comes around. You know what I mean? And if you keep beating your child, when that child grows up, he's going to turn on you.
That's why they were, it's all about the mindset. They were not able to enslave, as you watched that movie by Uncle Tom. They weren't able to slave the Indian man, the Asiatic people, because they were in a state of meditation.
Mm-hmm.
But us now, the black man, they were able to do it because we were just, it's like we were spiritual beings, but it's like we were so easily to sell each other out. We were so easily to sell each other out. I do not understand. But the Asiatic man, the Asian people, they were in a state of meditation. They refused their food.
Yeah, because some of them didn't accept, the majority of them never accepted Christianity. Christianity is one of the things that they used when they came into Africa with their missionaries to brainwash the people them. So through the Indians, they don't deal with that.
Care though, innit?
Yeah, the Indians man them don't really into the Christian, the Bible thing. They're into their meditation. Chinese man is into his meditation.
Yeah, they're into their universe.
Yeah, universal collection. So when most of those people that dealt with that universal principle and meditation, those are the ones that kind of got away. But those who didn't and dealt with nature, we deal with nature. We deal with the natural law and spirituality. So, because we deal with that, well, I think it was a very easy picking when you come through and say, yeah, God this, God that. Because we did believe in God or gods or the Creator. You know what I mean? We definitely acknowledge the Creator and we acknowledge Mother Earth. You understand what I'm saying? So, when you use your own against you, then obviously that's what's going to happen. And our own was used against us. Not in all cases, but in some cases, our own was used against us. You know? But
deeper levels. But yeah, guys, it's been nice. Educative.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
for having me on.
Thank you for having you so that we can open up this conversation. Because we are the weave activists, innit, Limbs?
There you go,
The weed activist.
Yeah.
You must have a conference on that. You must have an event on that.
Yeah, we do. We have an event on the 5th of November called Guy Fawkes. Yeah.
Really? Where is that? Have you got any flyer after that?
Yeah, it's called Bonfire Night. That's when we're born all the weave them. 5th of November.
Is it a real event or you're just having me on?
I'm having you on. The 5th of November is Guy Fawkes Night, innit?
Oh,
it's alright.
Don't forget the 5th of November, you know.
Yeah, 5th of November, all the weave them for bun, but you can keep the braids.
My birthday is the 11th, though. Oh no, I shouldn't even say my birthday. No, my birthday is on the 11th of November.
It's not for that. I'm gonna tell you why I really went out as a weave activist. It's because of the spiritual damage that it does. It's not so much the physical thing. The physical thing is part of it.
Spiritual thing, isn't it?
Yeah, because you're getting our women, our men them to like blonde hair and to accept blonde hair.
Definitely.
Our people don't have blonde hair. Yeah, so when you're wearing blonde hair, you're making us go, oh, that looks good, but who does it look better on? You or the person it originally come from? Does it look better on you or does it look better on a European? Are you making your man now saying blonde hair looks good, but you're not the only one with blonde hair?
100%.
Other people got blonde hair, but theirs could look better than yours. But now you've introduced me to make me accept that this looks good. Blonde looks good. And I never accepted it before. But because you're rocking it...
It's so deep that, I had to refrain from that, now myself, you get me?
Well, it's part of life. You understand? And remember, it's a spiritual thing. That's why I'm fighting.
Yeah, you grow out of it. You come to a certain age where certain things don't move you. Things like hair. My motion now for life is to impart and ignite people's passion, people's humanity. Humanity is gone, in most parts.
It's the telephone.
Remind them what you do now.
Okay, make we give out the number, Limbs, just in case somebody want to have a go at me for what I just said. Yeah, becoming no sense.
No, 100%.
All right, the number for the ladies.
Give out the number.
Yeah, for the ladies, them who was a little bit offended about me being a weave activist. Yeah, you can call in on 079 444 31366. No need to be violent. No need to be swearing. I will lock you off. Yeah.
No one cuss. No.
Right, it's just we're just talking the thing. And as I said, it's because of the spiritual connection to the hair is why I'm fighting against the thing. The spiritual connection and the demons that is attached to these things. Yeah, women are going through some things and they're changing and they don't realize there's a spiritual thing.
They need to be themselves.
Yeah, be yourself. We was brought up when we was little not to wear another woman's clothes. Yeah, not to wear your brethren's clothes. We was beaten. Not to wear. There's a spiritual reason why our parents used to tell us, don't take your friends' things and bring home.
You know what? My mom used to tell me that, and I never knew. I used to think she mad.
No.
And then until I got older, I got to know, yeah, that's right. It was a spiritual thing what she used to tell me.
It's a spiritual thing because you're bringing their things in your house. Yeah, it's spiritual. So now you got this weave on your head, bringing it into your house, which is spiritual. Do your research, girls, and find out the demonic things that are attached to these weaves.
No.
Yeah, Limbs, you're gone, man. Limbs, you're gone. See?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, you did? I thought your Tesco mobile broke down.
My phone kind of just cut out for a little bit.
Okay.
Tesco Mobile, you lot, man.
Yeah, it's on Tesco mobile, isn't it? Man don't want to buy an EE phone. No,
what's this with you lot on this Tesco Mobile? Are you lot all on Tesco Mobile?
No, we just want you to get off.
Hit me up with Tesco Mobile, fam.
Yeah, we did that because we want you to get onto the EE thing, brethren. Lie the Tesco Mobile.
I'm on EE. I'm on EE.
Oh, you're on it now.
You're making me want to get on gift card.
For time, for truth. Remember 1-to-1?
Oh yeah, 1-to-1. Yeah.
Back in the days, I don't think Lynn remember that.
Hey,
Excuse me. That's when Bless was. That's when Bless. Listen, let me just go quiet on that front there. You know what I'm saying?
It's alright. It's cool, Limbs. But we still got the same number from then.
Nah, I'm still here.
The same number
active,
from 1990. We're still using the same phone number.
Are you serious?
Yeah, 079 444 31366. That's the same number from we first started Bless until now.
I've still got the same number from 98?
Yeah, that's the same number.
079 466.
Yeah, it's the same number.
Yeah.
It's the same number. So
that's what I'm saying. Old school, man. We out here, B. We out here. But you know what it is, yeah? You guys have been banging. Like today, you lot made me bust up to so much, yeah. I had to just shut up and just fall back in the. You know what I mean?
No, it's all right, Limbs. But talking to you because she's one of the man them. I can talk about it. If she was another girl, she might have me up a bit. But because I know she's been rolled now and she's out of the road, I can talk the thing because I know she's got my back. Ain't you got my back?
All my days, listen.
Real, regardless. You definitely have to.
Yeah, women need to stop rocking the dead people's hair on your head, brethren, because it's spiritually.
Listen, at the same
this is
time,
why we're in the situation we're in.
Let them know about the new award that you got coming up, man.
What new award?
How people can like, you know what I mean? Vote for you, man.
Yes, I forgot about that. Basically, Think Tank 720, one of the organizations that I run, has been nominated for the ITV National Diversity Awards. You can go to the National Diversity Awards, you can Google it, and then just nominate Think Tank 720. So yeah, we're getting nominated for the National Diversity Awards.
So how do we vote for you then?
Say that again, B.
Well, basically, we got nominated for the National Diversity Award as an organization. We've been happy that we've been getting the community support. Not a lot of black organizations get this type of award, but there's a few that go on the line, and then obviously it ends on the nomination. But we want to win it. It's on National Diversity Award. You can Google it, and then they'll show you where to go, nomination, and you just scroll down, about 100 organizations on there been nominated. Think Tank 720, and then you go and just nominate Think Tank 720. It'll show you the link, basically. But yeah, it's run by ITV.
Then what you can do, if you could send us a flyer or something that we can vote for you, we can put it up on the website so people can actually look at it and say, that's the girl that was talking about the weave. Make we go and vote for her.
Yeah, I will send the flyer in. I'll send the flyer in. I mean, you know, we've been blessed. We've been working as a team. Limdin is one of the members and think tanks.
Limbs,
you know, you can't run an organization by yourself.
Hey, Limbs, she just played you out. Limbs, she just exposed you, you know.
I know, bro. She
did it the little baby boy, she called you, Limdin. Hey, this has been a show and a half, you know. Everybody get blow up today, you know. Seriously.
I got blown up differently, mate. Blown up differently, mate.
I tell you, it's getting deep. Carry on, girl. Keep talking, man.
That's what we call, you know, the actual people that know him. You know, Limbs has been a very good young man, actually, young adult. You know, he's motivated a lot of young people out there. All of his comedy shows, you know, he's motivated a lot of people to go out there and do good, especially within our community, Ugandan community.
Yeah.
Remember when we went to Paris, Limdin, with the Uganda Youth Forum, and me and you know, directed that for the Iranian human rights rally, and it was good. People got to meet up. Limdin is doing good things out there in the community.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of him.
Yeah, man, he's doing very well, and thing. We're just giving him our support.
Sometimes he can be stubborn. You know, we always, you know, big sis always tell you.
You don't need to mention none of them things there, you know.
No, mention it, man. Mention it. The listeners want to hear it, brethren. They want to hear.
You don't need to drop that. That's like a bit.
They want to hear, brethren. Let's see if we can get some missed calls for those who want to hear Limdim's secret.
Stop that about Limdim. Stop saying my name, bro.
Hey, listen, that's a bad man name, you know. Limdim's is a bad man name. Don't get it twisted, you know.
Yeah, that's authentic name.
Yes. If you want to hear his secret, you can call in on 079 444 31366. So if we've got any nosy people
are gonna call in.
They want to know your secret, Limdim. But that's a bad man name, though.
Blessed that. Caroline, you got blessed gas now, you know. He's gonna end up saying my name constantly.
No, I won't. I won't say it after today's show, Limbs. I'll call you Mr.
No more.
No, but it's your fault. You're the one that brought her out here, you know. She's just telling us everything. Keep talking, lady. Keep talking, man. This is good.
But Limbs is a good name. Limdim's a good name. Perfect name, in fact.
Yeah, it's a different name. Limbs, like short for limousine.
No,
Limzino, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we out here, B. For real, Lada, don't draw me out like that, man. But at the same time, now, man, thank you so much for coming on the show, Carol. Like, real talk, Caroline's massive, man.
Hey, Carol, you went overtime. Thank you, Carol. You know what? I got so carried away with this show today. I think I really enjoyed talking to you because you made me get to express myself.
Me too. You know, it's gone so quick as well. Don't you guys think so?
Yeah.
It was just engaging in it. Yeah, we should do it another time.
Yeah,
on different topics.
We're gonna do it again. Limbs.
On the weave thing.
On the weave thing. I think we can.
I'll bring some girls on.
Yeah, we can talk about the weave thing.
Don't bring no girls with no weave, though. I beg.
We can.
Because that's gonna get blessed too much.
No, it's true, man. I'm telling you because I've done the research for years and I've found out how some women got maggots actually growing in their skull.
Yeah.
Because of the hair was from a dead person where they found the hair in a coffin. They got the coffin and they took the hair from the coffin. No, it's for real. Go and Google it. They took the hair from the coffin. And when the woman them start to wear the hair, the maggots started to go into their skull. Real talk. Go on YouTube the thing. You will see the woman when they operate. The woman's got worms in her head because of the hair came from. Well, if it comes from a corpse, it's dead, isn't it?
Oh no, man! But how you gonna have man, that's the day, man.
No, that's cool, lady. So,
hey, Karen, would you ever do that to yourself?
You don't know.
Take someone's head.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way.
You won't know.
Don't lie though.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
If it's
I
all
don't wear
shiny
that.
and
I
that,
don't
would you
wear-
take
anyway,
it?
I've been redeemed. I don't wear that shit on my head anymore. But that's not here or there. What I'm trying to say, imagine you as men, yeah, laying down with such women. You will get the spiritual attachment as well.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. Because you're sleeping.
Whatever, there we go in deep breath.
Hey, Bridget, you imagine now, Limbs, you got to lay down with a girl now, yeah, and then you're saying, like, I've been with this girl for like 3 years, but today she got her hair done, she looked nice, I'm going to lay down with her, but tonight was totally different because you're not laying with her, you're laying with the Indian girl, Raja's wife. You understand? And she's been like,
I'm just saying.
For
I'm
real?
just saying she's Ugandan and Pakistani and that. And these
yeah, man, you're laying down with
like,
Raja's wife. She's been buried for 3 years, blood.
Right, his wife.
Don't say that. Oh no. No. That's stressing me.
All right
now already. How am I sleeping tonight, bro?
Don't worry about it, man. When she's performing good, you know, said that's Raja's wife, right there.
I love about performing, but I don't see no performance.
Hey, this is the
That's
Limbs.
mad.
Hey, this is the Limbs show, you know. Anything can happen, you know.
This is man. This is about Lynn show. This ain't my show no more. This is you're talking about some next thing. Nah, bro.
What do you mean? Limbs, it can happen to anybody. It can happen to anyone.
And you know what? What pisses me off? They got these little girls, you know, 15, 16, wrecking the weed, you know.
Well, it's all right. You can tell which ones have got spirits in them because they keep scratching it every minute. Every minute they keep itching. Their hair's clean. But it's
What
just...
if my mum tells me I gotta wear the weave and my mum puts it in my hair without no choice? What then?
Yeah, but there's a difference. There's a difference between the weave and the wig.
So what you exactly telling us that on your wedding day, yeah, you're not gonna have no weave, no?
Who? Her.
Caroline, not you, man. What do you mean you? Am I gonna hit you up with that one day?
Hey, Bridget, I don't know who you're talking to about weaving.
On
Like
my
a man
wedding
don't
day,
rock
I'm
weave.
not gonna have no weave, Dad.
You're not natural thing.
No, I'm gonna have my own hair. You can do so much with your own hair.
So you're gonna have short hair and that. So you're gonna have them next short hair.
There's nothing wrong with short hair, Limbs. I've seen some women who had their hair cut.
You can jazz it up with jewelry. You can jewelry up your hair.
Yes, tell him. You can let short hair look beautiful.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have short hair with jewelry in your head, and it's
all right then.
And then you're not gonna have nothing there. And then, so how you gonna put that thing that you lot put on top of your head there to say, oh yeah?
Don't worry. You see on my wedding day.
Yeah,
Not
we will
far
see.
away.
We'll see. Go and watch Black Panther, and you see how much women in there with long hair. None.
You know your husband's listening. You know your future husband's listening to the show right now, innit? So what's he gonna say?
I
He's
know
gonna
he's
just stare at
listening.
you,
I know he's listening, but me and him discussed it already anyway.
See, so you're gonna rock a nice short hair African hairstyle.
You see another thing there, you gotta be in tune with each other, whoever you marry with, you know. You gotta be in tune, you understand?
Yep.
You can't just marry anything, you know.
You hear that, Limbs?
You know what? Before we go, yeah, how you even gonna how do you take this kind of? Do you feel like that what you do, yeah, as a strong black woman, like doing what you do and your achievements and everything, does it impact your relationships or your relationship?
How do I feel as a woman?
No, I'm saying you see you being through what you've done and everything, and in terms of like your achievements, yeah, does it impact your relationship? Because you kept mentioning the man, innit?
No, because you see me, yeah, when I'm at home, I'm a wife, innit? Those accolades don't matter.
You hear that, Limbs? When she's at home, she's a wife.
So when you're out, you're not a wife.
You can't bring your intellectual property in the house. You can't just do that. That's why a lot of relationships are mash up.
Wow. Hey, my girl, you know we got to call you back in again, you know. You know we got.
Bless, what do you got to say about that?
We got to call her back in again. Because we've talked about 2 hours here and we only cover one subject.
Huh?
Yeah. We only cover one subject.
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to come back. Listen, thank you guys for having me, and it's been so awesome. We need to have these conversation deeper. I would like to be on a level where I can educate the women them more so certain topics and things
Listen,
like
you've
that.
educated them enough, you
And
know.
leadership.
Yeah, man. You might even get Limbs might even give you your own show.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
You see?
LinkedIn. What do you think about that?
Yeah, Limbs. What do you do? You have to
Don't
ask
say
him.
LinkedIn.
You have to ask him though. That's his department. That's not my department. That's his department.
Yeah, we'll
You have
co-host
to talk
together
person,
once
man.
a month.
No, he can't work with you. He has to work by himself. You have to work by yourself too. Yeah.
All right, my kings. I'm gonna love you and leave you. I've been dying to go loose. So
Positive word before you go, please. And what's the word of encouragement for the youngers before you go? What is it? What you would tell them from what you've learned? What life has taught you? What would you share with them? That
what life has taught me is that do not put all your energy in outside forces. Put your energy within yourself, right? Always educate with books that are authentic. Always find real models, not role models, real models. And also, your self-love is very authentic because it vibrates out and it will attract people into your life that needs to be there. I don't find mentors find me, my own mentors, because they can see the vibration of love that I've got for myself.
oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah.
All right. Right, that's nice.
Goodbye. Bye, guys. Bye.
Don't go away. We need a picture of you. Limbs, you gotta get a picture. Shagan, Limbs.
No, I got you, bro. No,
need a
we'll
pic-
definitely get a picture of it.
Yeah,
Don't worry about that,
let
bro.
us send a picture that we can put up on the site. Yo, I was really on it with her today, boy.
She's cool, innit?
Yeah, she kind of waked me up a little bit still. I needed that.
Yeah, a lot of people need to check her out, and we could have talked about so many more subjects, but we didn't get time to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, she's all right. So what we're gonna do then? We got to let her come back in again. Not next week, the week after. 2 weeks time.
Yeah, 100, she'll be back in. And I need her in the studio. Because, you know what, for the people that are listening, let them know that obviously, like, soon up, we'll be in the studio. It's not just going to be an internet thing.
Now, when
You
you're
know what
ready,
I mean?
when you're ready, man, when you're ready, you can do that because we've got a lot of space here now. So you can be on one side, they can be on the other side. So there is a big distance between you. It can run.
Yeah, 100 though. Nah, do you know what? Today was nice, man. And at the same time, big up to you, blessed man. Come on, 100%. With 300, 500, 5,000, 100.
It's the show. We're just working the thing together, bro.
You know what I mean?
We're working together, bro, because balance. Everything is balance. You don't worry. When your time comes, I sit down. You see, when you got the rappers and them man there, that's not my department, bro. That's your department, because you know about the tracks, what they're putting out and all that stuff from the lady that last week. The lady footballer, rapper, you understand? So, yeah.
Come on, defo, man.
Right.
Everybody's out here, man. And at the same time, next week, we've got another special guest. And people keep locked in. Make sure you stay tuned in and stay locked in. And at the same time, keep locked into Bless FM, Bless Radio. Every single day, you know what I mean? Not just a Thursday, every day, looking. And then, you know what I mean? Like, we've got so many people coming for you, man.
Yeah.
And
that's it, really.
yeah, go on, bro.
That's it. No, I'm cool with that. I'm just listening to what you're saying. But yeah, big up, brother Limbs. Yeah, man, the show is getting there. If you want to get the show, you can go to YouTube. Go to Bless Radio 1, the number 1, Bless Radio 1. YouTube, and you can actually get the show and you can listen to the show. And listen, now we
100%.
are weave activists. Yeah, call it what you like. But as I said, the reason why I decided to be that way or went that path is because of the spiritual things that it does to our sisters, and they are the ones that's carrying the child in the womb. So,
like she said earlier, innit?
So we have to stamp it out, man. We have to stamp it out, you know what I mean? And, you know, we work it out. You'll see anyway. Some of you will see, but that's it, my friend.
That's it, my friend.
All right, so
I'm going to hit you up, and then, boom. Everybody listen, every Thursday, 8 till 10. Bless Radio, Limbs and Bless, 100%. Come on, 8 till 10. Keep it locked, man. Keep it locked. 100 phone in. texting, messaging, everything in. You know what I mean?
Okay, bro. Take care. Nice talking to you, Limbs. Big up the caller. Text me the information that I need, Limbs. And all is blessed.
You
Yeah.
too, my guy.
All right.
You
Next
too,
week,
bro.
man. Me and you
Everybody
next week,
check me out on the
Reggie.
YouTube.
Next
Check
week,
me out on
yeah.
the Facebook and everything.
Right. Next week, yeah. Make sure you get the EE phone, and that's where the Tesco mobile.
100%. Boom.
Cool. Bless.
Bless up.
All right, bless.
There's no way that we should continue on accepting the worst things and the most sluggish type of housing. But I fear don't go in there one land they're browsing. Let inspiration about to fix this thing be arousing. Don't expect the powerless leaders with power to do nothing.